And welcome to Overtime, brought to you by KingsCast at www.kingscast.net. I'm Keith Kornelek.
And I'm Chris Kalazewski.
What's happening, Kings fans? We are back up on the roof here to talk to you about Kings hockey. Good news. Somebody's mic's on.
That's right. We're back, Kings fans, for another awesome episode. Here tonight, we're going to talk about the New Jersey Devils game. Going to talk about the game against the Dallas Stars tonight in Dallas, and we'll also do a couple segments called If the Kings Lose or Win, and also How's That One Guy Doing?
So here we go. Saddle up. It's time to get going. Episode 127 entitled Voynov is My Homeboy.
All right, Kings fans, so the Kings came back home again to play the New Jersey Devils, a team that they had a really close game with last time. You know, lost in the shootout. It was really close. Looking forward to taking that shutout streak a little bit farther. But no, Quick was not in net. Jonathan Bernier getting the surprise start that night. Keith, your thoughts?
Well, you know, a lot of people thought, oh my God, they're showcasing Bernier so we can trade him for Parise. Look, I mean, for me, I would have started Jonathan Quick because you start the hot hand. Murray started Bernier. Who cares? The bottom line of this game, Chris, is that the Kings played an awful 5 minutes. And as a whole, the whole team played like absolute crap. I'm talking Anze Kopitar, Justin Williams, you know, your top three, your bottom six. Everyone was absolutely horrible. The only person that I thought was half decent on the ice was actually Jonathan Bernier. Those 3 goals, I don't think were his fault. I mean, maybe Quick would have got one of them because he's brilliant and going to win the Vezina, but oh my God, there are people online calling, for Murray to be fired. We were 5-2-1 after that game, still second in the Pacific Division, still in the middle of the Western Conference. Kings fans, what the hell is the matter with you?
Yeah, a little surprising there. I definitely would have gone with the hot hand as well. But you know what? He had a plan, and we need to win all these games. So there's no point. I mean, it has nothing to do with the streak. But, the Kings just ran into a team that was playing really well, completely shut down the Kings offense. And again, after all these years where the Kings are on the bottom of scoring, we have these issues. Oh, we're going to address the 5-on-5 scoring. We're going to address, the power play. They still couldn't get the puck in the net. So even if Quick was in net, I have a hard time thinking it wouldn't be a 1-0 New Jersey win.
I think it was Quisp online at Jules in the Crowd, and maybe it was somebody else, correct me if I'm wrong, said that with the exception of the St. Louis game, the Kings have averaged 1.67 goals per game, which is still really bad. I mean, you're adding Simon Gagne, Mike Richards, a team that's definitely a lot stronger. Why can't they do it? Obviously, there's some chemistry issues. We talked about the second line in the last show. We're not going to go there again. But yeah, a little disappointing, definitely. But you know what? It's early on in the season, still doing well. Let's not go on some sort of epic losing streak.
No, everything's fine.
Kings fans, we got to talking earlier. We were thinking about, the people that, were there with us last year. People that could have been difference makers. Maybe they would be putting pucks in the back of the net, which is why we have for you a new segment. Actually, it's a recurring segment that we like to call, How's That One Guy Doing?
How's that one guy doing? Michael Hanzus playing on the Sharks now. How's he doing, Keith? He's played in 7 games. He's got 2 goals. Maybe he's a +1. Whatever.
Wayne Simmons, 9 games played, 2 goals, 2 assists, and is even, and had one fantastic insult against Sean Avery. Maybe. Allegedly. Probably not.
How's that one guy doing? Braden Shen. 4 games played, 0 goals, 0 assists, 0 points. Out for 4 to 6 weeks. A lot of people like to compare him to Mike Richards. We here at KingsCast like to compare him to Thomas Hickey.
We totally won that trade. Alexei Ponikarovsky. Pani, how you doing? You're in Carolina. That's how you're doing. 9 games played, 2 goals, no assists, +1, and he had 5 goals total for the Kings last season. It's the Hurricanes.
And lastly, how's that one guy doing? Peter Harold, our 7th man from last year. You know what? He's in the AHL, so we don't count those stats. Sorry, Peter.
All right, so coming into tonight, Chris, the Kings are at Dallas to play the Dallas Stars. Last time we played them, it was a defensive battle. Kings coming out 1-0. How are we going to do this game? After the last game, I wasn't so sure, but
Now, you know what, Keith, it was another epic battle, I thought. You know, this is definitely a legit team that tops in the Western Conference. And if you look at the crowd tonight, at first I was like, God, no one cares about this team. But then I remembered that the Texas Rangers were playing in the World Series tonight.
Maybe a little more important.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more important.
Yeah.
But, another game where, Quick's shutout streak, he's back in the game, on the line, adding those minutes and piling up that record until it ended there late in the first. And he finally let that goal in, which to me, Keith, I almost think it was better. It's a lot of pressure. When everyone's talking about the streak, he said this no big deal. His teammates said, they're not walking on eggshells around him. But to me, I would like to think that he was maybe a little bit looser after he let in that goal.
I disagree. I think we should trade him. I think he's an awful goaltender. Clearly letting in that one goal. I'd fire Terry Murray while we're at it.
Yeah.
You know what? I absolutely agree, Chris. I mean, Quick is not going to be perfect forever. It's Jonathan Quick. I mean, he's always good for a goal or two a game. The Kings had goals tonight from a couple of unlikely people. Justin Williams, of course, natural.
Oh, yeah.
Second one came from Scott Parse in the lineup in place of Kevin Westgarth, but playing on the second line. Penner, of course, demoted to the third. That was kind of interesting to see. And then who else but Slava Druhu Voynov gets 2 goals in the game. Looked like a veteran out there. Just really played some excellent hockey. I'm loving this kid. I can't send him down.
No, at this point, you cannot send Voynov down. I had the game winner. I let these defensemen get the game winners.
Gotta love it.
That's when you know you have a great team. Voynov, yeah, like you said, no way he goes down. So I'm sorry, but I think pretty soon we're going to be doing a see ya for Jawiski or Martinez, whether it's a trade or they waive him or whatever it is. But Voynov is just too good. They got to keep him up. But I liked the game tonight. It was getting a little sketchy there. I was like, oh, great, we're going to give them another point. We're going to go into overtime, and, win or lose, it doesn't matter. We're still 3 points behind the Stars, but, came through again against the Stars, and Voynov with that game winner with it's like 6 minutes left. And talk about clutch. Clutch!
There you go. Dustin Brown gets the empty netter. I think this is a case, Chris, of, this is a bit more of a veteran team in the Los Angeles Kings. I can't believe I've actually said that. A bit more of a veteran team.
Yeah.
So I think we definitely deserve to win. Dallas Stars are definitely, I think maybe could be a top team in the Pacific for a little while. Incidentally, the Kings, by winning tonight, still a point below the Dallas Stars. So let's not go, doing stuff to each other quite yet. But definitely a good game by the Los Angeles Kings. Great way to kind of start it off. We got a couple of divisional games coming up, so I like it.
Yeah, no, definitely so far so good in the divisional category there. Beat the Stars twice and beat Phoenix, so gotta love that. All right, Kings fans, so we had a big segment planned tonight if the Kings had lost because, you get a lot of irrational comments when it comes to the Kings and their games. These are very passionate fans. But we're going to go ahead and switch that segment around, obviously, because the Kings won. So, Keith, the Kings won.
The season is not over.
I am not really caring about who we're going to draft yet.
Do not trade Bernier.
Do not fire Murray.
Lombardi is definitely not an idiot.
Please don't move to Kansas City.
Do not cancel the Cup Parade. Still on.
Penner sucks.
Richard skates are definitely sharpened correctly.
Do not drop Bailey as a mascot.
Do not make some new jerseys.
All right, Kings fans, so this brings us to the question of the day. And our question of the day, with the play of Jonathan Bernier, with the setup that we have with these 2 goaltenders, is it time to trade Bernier? Leave your comments, as always, downstairs.
All right, Kings fans, we will be right back at you after the Pittsburgh game on Saturday. Should be an interesting one there at the Stape. By the way, you can find those shirts online at kingscast.spreadshirt.com or kingscast.net in the top right-hand corner. Go there and buy it. Until then, I'm Keith Kornelek.
And I'm Chris Kalazewski.
And thank you for watching Overtime by KingsCast.